Let's go, Chelsea.
Let's go. So happy that Chelsea's won. Yes, that's better. Our first midstream.
Let's go, Chelsea.
Extremely better quad. Our first. So happy that Chelsea's won. Midstream quad. Our first. Zombies. Yes. Quad zombies. And streaming our first. On Twitch. So
let's go, Chelsea.
Extremely better quad. Our first. Streaming. So happy that Chelsea's won. Midstream quad. Our first. Zombies. Yes. Quad zombies.
Let's go to Chelsea.
On Twitch.
Let's go, Chelsea.
Extremely better quad. Our first. Streaming. So happy that Chelsea won. Midstream quad. Our first. Zombies. Quad zombies.
Let's go to Chelsea.
On Twitch.
Let's go. Let's go, Chelsea.
For Arsenal.
Robbie, more breakdowns.
Yeah, and the same situation on this far side. Look at this, Kieran Tierney. This time he's so bothered about inside, and I get in previous situations in the first goal, maybe he had to come over, but he doesn't have to come over in this situation, Kieran Tierney. You watch him there, you just see him the left side of the defence for Arsenal, the goal scorer, of course, on the far side there, and Tierney's just thinking inside, worried about a player in midfield. No! Yeah, that's just a big space you're giving up there. I think that's
more breakdowns.
I know he's had a difficult situation with that left side, but I think he should just hold his position a little bit more.
And here's the moment where you guys disagree. How do you see it, Rob?
Yeah, you know what, when I first see it live, two players coming together, and of course, the referee's got a good view there, he waves it away. I don't think it's ever going to be a clear and obvious error, but I get, Tim, that there's an argument that it's a stronger penalty. For me, I agree with Lee Dixon. I just think it's a coming together, mostly more than a definite.
Oh, it's a penalty for me. I tell you what, it's not a coming together, it's a penalty. Looks a little bit clumsy, but for me, it's a penalty.
I believe your comment was, I've never been more right about anything. This is an absolute penalty. All right, so that's one problem for Arsenal, but there are plenty of them out there, and we heard the guys talking about during the game. Just feels like shape-wise, unprepared. Chelsea's not doing anything that should surprise them at this point.
Absolutely right. Listen, we're lucky to have two former superb fullbacks in commentary position, so they understand totally what's going on. And I couldn't agree more. Every point they've made is absolutely true, from getting sucked over defensively because of the system of Chelsea, too much. Kieran Tierney got caught out a little bit there, we didn't need to. But also Bukayo Saka. I mean, he's a left-sided player. Like the guy said, if things are looking a bit dodgy on your side, you say, I need you. Come back and help me out. Sit in front of me. Let's just make sure that this isn't a problem. The only other solution will be, as Graham, I think, said, change of system, so you direct you have a wing-back against him, you know, your three centre-backs. That will be an option. But Arsenal attacking open, too open against a really good Chelsea side. They've been punished.
But in order to change the system, you have to get to halftime, right? So you have to try and put the fires out. And Lee Dixon said there, just drop your line and fill the gaps. At least give yourself a foundation to work from. Credit Romelu Lukaku. We don't see a lot of strikers like him, who's a proper number 9. He's going to occupy. Now, he should be occupying two defenders, two center backs. But what's happening is he's occupying Pablo Mari. Holding's gone worried about Havertz, who isn't dangerous. He's just wandering into space. And that's where you talk about Tierney having to come over because Holding's not in there. So Pablo Mari's by himself. So Tierney's saying, I have to cover my center back, which is allowing Reece James the freedom of the park.
If Arsenal's midfield was closer to the back four, then the defenders wouldn't feel the need to come away from that line. As soon as they come narrow and in, and Reece James is, I think, like Lee said, like, he's loving it. Like, he's rubbing his hands together. I got a lot of space over here, keep hitting me. And that's been a major problem for Arsenal.
And Lukaku, as advertised, target, dangerous, and demanding the football, and he gets a goal here today. All right, Mikel Arteta, big story coming to this one. The pressure that he's facing, the opening week loss to Brentford, and now trailing at the half. We'll see what adjustments will be made for Arsenal going forward. We're back in a moment.
You know how some carriers give you so little for your older busted phone you just end up living with it? I don't think so. Verizon lets you trade in your broken phone for a shiny new one. You break it, we upgrade it. You dunk it, crash it, yucks, doggy bone it, slam it, wham it, strawberry jam it. We upgrade it. Every customer, current, new, or business. Up to $800 for the 5G phone you want. Because everyone deserves better. Put my phone in the washer and the dryer.
See that table.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind to shine like a star on a hot night. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
No ink? I need you to print. I need you. You think you're empty? I'm empty.
Do you suffer from cartridge conniptions? Be conniption free thanks to the cartridge-free Epson EcoTank printer. A ridiculous amount of ink.
You're mocking me. Not again!
The Epson EcoTank. Just fill and chill.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because as a fiduciary, it's our responsibility to always put clients first.
So you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. We help clients enjoy a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility.
One that we don't take lightly. It's why our fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. Fisher Investments is clearly different.
Getting set for the second half from the Emirates, but a reminder that at 1:30 we will bring you Goal Zone. We'll wrap up the day's action. Then tomorrow we will finish up your match week. It begins at 2 p.m. Eastern as we get set for West Ham and Leicester City right here on NBCSN.
Before we talk about tax-smart investing, what's new?
Well, Audrey's expecting.
Twins.
Grandparents. We want to put money aside for them, so change and plan.
All right, let's see what we can adjust.
We'd be closer to the twins.
Changing plans.
Okay.
Arsenal's played 2, lost 2 at the minute, as it stands.
That's why we'll...
Come on.
Stop at nothing to deliver our technology as a service.
Order. Come on, please. Pardon me. Lukaku scored and James scored. It's 2-0 at the minute. Pardon me. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Let's go. Let's go. for boys. For God's sake. My internet is so boring. Let's go to Chelsea. Oh! Now we watch that. Chelsea's kicking off. Oh, come on.
Manchester United's 1-1 draw with Chelsea. In April 2019, since leaving Old Trafford, he's scored 81 goals for club and country, including today. Only Robert Lewandowski and Cristiano Ronaldo have scored more. His combined fees, by the way, $420 million, and that's a new world record. He's off the mark straight away in his second spell here with Chelsea, who I imagine would hope that he would better Jorginho's mark as their top Premier League goal scorer last season with 7, all of them penalties. The lowest top scorer.
Come on, please.
For Chelsea since 1974-75. I would hazard a guess that Lukaku will score more than that.
This is boring. Why does this? Always.
And what are you looking for in this second half?
Well, I think more of the same from Chelsea's perspective. They don't need to change anything. They don't need to focus and keep up the
Alonso. Another block. Arsenal being pegged back at the start of this second half. That ball's going to curl and stay in play, and Tierney will chase every cause. Mendy deals with that awkward back pass well.
Please stop.
And the crowd roar their encouragement. Well, the layup is a good one by Martinelli, but the flag is up on the far side.
Stop jumbling.
Well, that just shows you what this crowd's waiting for. Tierney, fans' favourite for game on. He will run and run and run. He should do. It's his job. But
why is he doing it now?
You can see what it means to the fans when they see a bit of passion, a bit of endeavour, a bit of heart.
Now he wins his challenge again.
Come on, please.
Lukaku. That run by Tierney reminded me of the Andy Robertson run against Manchester City a couple of seasons ago. But massive.
Please stop jumping. So boring.
Lokonga. Smith Rowe. And a diving Rudiger concedes the corner. Better from Arsenal.
Terrific ball from Tierney, just spreading the play to that far side. Pepe slowed down by Rudiger. Good defending from the Chelsea man. He gets back and slows him down, makes him stand still.
Pepe, change of angle.
Come on, please.
On the crowd when he gets on the ball, Bukayo Saka, but he's outnumbered here. And wins the ball, but unfortunately...
Please.
Fortunately for him, goal kick is the decision.
My internet is so crap. Help me. Oh, Chelsea.
A little late in arriving to Alonso. Chelsea still have it. Here's Jorginho, pressured by Xhaka. Cedric tight to the back of Alonso. Better by Arsenal out of possession.
This is fucking hopeless. Still 2-0. That is. Come on. Still 2-0. 58 minutes gone. Please do not jump this time. Fucking hopeless.
Because that's a shot on goal. He should be hitting the target, and that came from way inside Chelsea's half.
Fucking shite this.
Smith Rowe. Here's Cedric.
What? Fucking hell. My stream's messing up, so it is.
Christensen concedes it. Got there just ahead of Martinelli.
It's the first time really Martinelli's got away from the centre-back, ball over the top, a little bit more pace on it. Used his name an awful lot, Arlo Martinelli. Back three have really shackled him down. There's no space to run into. Got the lines absolutely spot on, Chelsea, and the pressure on the ball's been good.
Aubameyang's getting ready to come in. There's a hanging corner from Pepe, the header. Holding! Best chance of the game so far for Arsenal.
Certainly is. Very deep corner by Pepe. And it's the second time Arsenal have headed the ball back across and moved Chelsea's defence and created a little bit of space. I mean, that's really close to that top corner, isn't it? Oh, it's even moving slightly towards the goal, but not enough from Holding.
Lokonga. Now Holding again. Here's Lokonga being chased by Havertz. Fouled by Havertz. Arsenal have a free kick, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is ready to come into the game.
Fuck you, Holding. He's trying to get a yellow card out of him. Whatever.
For both his performance and in support of him, and here comes the club captain who takes the armband, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, back from a positive COVID test.
This is so doing my head in.
No foul, says Paul Tierney. And it was a foul by Granit Xhaka, and that will get the crowd to their feet.
Yeah, but one was a foul and one wasn't.
The man standing behind me didn't think that was a foul.
Hopefully he didn't hear me then.
Quite a big bloke.
Chelsea.
Lukaku in the pressure very well by Holding. Martinelli running here at Azpilicueta, and just try to slide it through towards Aubameyang. A chance here off the second ball, straight to Mendy.
Martinelli much more comfortable coming in off this left-hand side, as Lee mentioned. Didn't talk about him at all as centre forward here. If he can get his head up a bit earlier, Pepe on the far side, really in a good position. Try to thread the ball through Chelsea centre-backs.
Real poise between Kovacic and Jorginho there. Havertz. Mason Mount. No pressure on the ball here from Arsenal. Mount into the penalty area. Lukaku. Couldn't quite get that vital touch. Smith Rowe.
Seemed to get the ball caught under his feet a little bit there, didn't he, Lukaku, when he got into that situation.
Jorginho wins the ball back. Azpilicueta. The flag go up here. Stays down against Lukaku. Mason Mount. Reece James. Aubameyang does well to win the ball back from Azpilicueta. And here come Arsenal again. Lokonga. Aubameyang making the run. The ball is just too strong. I think he was onside. Well read by Edouard Mendy, but much better again from Arsenal, who now may have a problem because Kieran Tierney's down. And Paul Tierney will stop the play.
Good win back by Aubameyang, and he just sees the space and goes, go on, knock it behind. He does that, he's onside. Superb positioning from the goalkeeper. That's exactly where you should be. Assessing the danger, no need to be backing your goal there.
I wish they'd have had the energy shots when we were playing. Those little bottles they have a little swig out of. All of a sudden they spring up and run around for another hour. Where were they when we were playing? A very important player for Arsenal.
Tierney coming off.
New signing, $11 million from Benfica in Portugal. Came on for the last 9 minutes or so at Brentford last Friday. He's a Portugal under-21 international. Lukaku, Mason Mount ahead of him, puts inside of Lokonga. Dragged down by Lokonga, that'll be a yellow card.
All came about from Arsenal thinking they were closing down. Look, every player just that little 2 or 3 yards off the guy he's closing down. That just enables Chelsea to make any pass they want. And once Lukaku gets it to feet and starts running at you with space, you're in trouble.
The whole principle of closing down is to get the player who's receiving the ball to get his head down so he can't make the pass. There's no point arriving after he's looked up, put his head back down to then make the pass.
Might just be out of Alonso's range.
On your point, Graham, I did spend 15 years at Arsenal with my head down.
And your right arm raised. Mason Mount. The kill, no, he's not. Leave it for Alonso, who's going to chip it to the back post. And a flashing shot comes in from Kovacic. Honga's looking for Aubameyang. Good leap by the Arsenal captain. Alonso under pressure from Cedric.
A little bit better, a bit closer.
The other thing about pressing, Lee, is, as you well know, that when you decide to press, you've got to press to a side or to a direction. You've got to, you can't just run straight at the player with the ball. You've got to show him on to where your strengths are defensively.
Round the corner, Granit Xhaka. Nice turn by Pepe. Here's Cedric. Good cutback. Smith Rowe is in there. It's an excellent challenge by Azpilicueta. And then the flag is raised against Cedric.
Fantastic touch by Smith Rowe. Absolutely wonderful cushion. I didn't think he was going to control it as well gave himself a real chance with this. It's nice build-up play, lovely cut back, that touch there, look at that, outside of his right foot. But again, good covering by Chelsea. That back three really are well connected. They smell danger and they see the opportunity. There's that touch there, gets it nicely out in front of him. So that's Azpilicueta again, using all that experience, Lee.
Yeah, he just has a little sixth sense. He knows where the ball is likely to be. He's in that area, and then once the touch, which was great from Smith Rowe, is off his foot. He decides then to put his foot. His body in the way.
Lukaku trying to turn away from Murray, does so successfully. Havertz helps, is on its way. Here's Alonso in on his right foot.
Come on, please.
Enzo's corner. Balls at the back post here to James. He tees it up. It was Kovacic who had the shot. Sliced it.
Just pulled out slightly, Kovacic there as he's being closed, being pressed. Enough to distract him.
What a luxury to be able to bring N'Golo Kanté on as a substitute. Missed the opener against Crystal Palace with an ankle injury. Helped close out this game and make it 6 points out of 6 for Chelsea. It's like a handball by Kovacic. And Kovacic is the man to make way.
Oh, bad substitution, eh?
You could almost say like for like, couldn't you, in terms of experience and quality. I mean, this is where the big teams really, I think, do have a massive advantage. The depth of their squads, the quality, the fact they can keep these players at teams and rotate the squad, and there's that competition for places. Certainly bears out over the course of a season.
Not much he hasn't won in recent years, N'Golo Kanté, and he was man of the match in 4 of Chelsea's 7 Champions League games in the knockout rounds. Arsenal have a corner. This is a worry because Reece James is down, isn't moving, and there is concern. Here come the training staff. Second stoppage for a head injury in the game. To the Arsenal players taking the opportunity to take some fluids on board and have a word with the coaching staff. Lukaku is across to help out. There's James now back in a seated position. That's good news. A sporting round of applause from the Arsenal fans. It's also good news. Remains to be seen whether he can continue, Reece James, but back on his feet, and that's a very good sign. It'll be an Arsenal corner when we get back underway.
First half, the stream was alright.
Reece James is back on the field. Here's Lukaku. Didn't bring that one under control first time. Gets another attempt. Mount. Here's Jorginho. Space out wide on the left-hand side for Marcos Alonso. That's Azpilicueta. Here is Reece James. Nicely measured ball down the line to Mount, who made a terrific run. Tavares got back well. It's a corner kick to Chelsea.
He did get back well, but he's got no players going to run in behind him there. You've got to know where the space is, where you're vulnerable. You get a feeling in your chest when you're in a vulnerable position, Graham, don't you? As a defender, you go, it sort of washes over you and you start looking around for a blue shirt to pick up. Just wandered off the back of him there, Mason Mount.
We're into game management mode here, Chelsea. Taking their time over restarts. Alonso. Very deep here, Arsenal. Christensen. He finds Rudiger. Side of the right boot. Almost a very good ball by the centre-back into Romelu Lukaku.
So many players behind the ball but not affecting anything, not marking somebody, just standing in space. Obviously, if you're a centre-back or a full-back, you can't necessarily leave the space, but you've got to engage Arsenal better.
You used to have practice games in training, Graham, didn't you, when they put the mannequins out and you used to pattern a play around them. Every now and again you'd run into a mannequin, but unless the mannequin moves, you just go round them. That's a little bit like Arsenal.
Here's Lukaku. He goes to Mount. Lukaku wants it. Lukaku gets it. What a save by Bernd Leno. Fabulous goalkeeping to palm it onto the crossbar. Lukaku must have thought that was his second goal of the day.
He's not had particularly good aerial service this afternoon, Lukaku, but again, he's got so much space. What a save, as you rightly say. Holding can't get close enough to him. There's a big gap between Holding and Mari. And that fingertip save, that's huge.
Graham, Lukaku, as you see from that, he couldn't see the ball where it gone to, and he got up and he asked the question, did he save that? Because he got pushed to the ground and didn't actually see the save himself, but absolutely brilliant hand on it. Good job.
The competition has arrived, hasn't it, through Aaron Ramsdale, who was on the bench today. Romelu Lukaku has been serenaded by the travelling fans in the corner. They rekindle their affection for each other. He arrived from Anderlecht, didn't he, as a wonder child. It didn't quite work out for him first time around at Stamford Bridge.
Let him just get in front here, Graham. Look at him, position. Holding wrong side. Cannot defend from behind Lukaku when the ball's on that right-hand side. You have to be in front of him. Simple as that.
And it was Marie who actually got drawn out in the first part of the play. Lokonga didn't step in to fill that gap. And as you rightly say, Lukaku can't quite believe the keeper made that save.
Martinelli is down.
Yeah.
He sends it out of play. There's Martinelli behind the goal. Right leg appears to be a problem. one for Tavares to chase. First time ball in. Philaqueta equal to it.
Fantastic pass by Lokonga. This second half, he's done more of the creating. He's getting further forward, and Xhaka's sitting a little bit deeper, if anything.
Tavares. Reece James with the sliding tackle. Xhaka was solid against Mount. Picking up the scraps here is Smith Rowe to the byline. The cutback just short of Tavares and intercepted by N'Golo Kanté. Lukaku uses that wide body to initially bring the ball under control and then wins his side a throw.
Talking about smelling danger, Mr. Sniffer himself, Kanté, just came from nowhere, didn't he? Right across, saw where the ball was going to go in the penalty area. He's reading the game defensively. He has to be second to none. He's superb at that.
Lukaku just behind Murray. Always done well there, Romelu Lukaku. Bounce ahead of him. Here's Mason Mount, the square ball, cannoned awkwardly for Leno, off holding. He did just about enough. And Cedric can bring the ball clear. It's a long ball forward, asking a lot of Aubameyang.
Excellent play again by Lukaku's decision-making, selection, excellent.
Of handball there by Reece James, but he draws the foul instead. Granit Xhaka, and Chelsea will make another switch. Hakim Ziyech will come on for Mason Mount. Mount played in 54 of Chelsea's 59 games last season and was a regular for England at the Euros. Ziyech comes on, who scored against Villarreal in the Super Cup. He injured his shoulder in that game and missed the opener against Palace. Tavares, corner. I imagine a lot of the Arsenal fans would have come to the game today for the first time since March 2020 with a combination of excitement and trepidation about what they were about to witness. If it stays like this, how will they leave?
Probably feeling the same as when they came. You know, they started the game quite well, but since then it has been against a very good Chelsea side, and they're just miles off the pace.
Plays corner again. It was a good palm away by Mendy under pressure from Holding.
I think it just shows you where the two projects, if you want to call them that, or the two teams really are. One trying to build, the other one already a decent side who's looking to try and win the Premier League.
Excellent by Smith Rowe. Here's Pepe. Under pressure by, well, he's harassed by Reece James. Very tidy player, Tavares. Fortunately for Arsenal, for him, he plays in a position that Arsenal are already very strong with Kieran Tierney. It's Chelsea's ball.
Again, with him on the bench and me crying out for Arsenal to change their shape, you could have brought him on a left wing back, put Tierney as left side of the three centre halves, matched up a bit. I mean, they've done okay in the second half, but Chelsea have been in third gear out of a possible 6 gears available.
Important you clarified how many gears there were.
Well, it's about ratios at this level.
And the line to Ziyech. Flag stays down. Alonso coming in at the back post. Havertz is there too. Ziyech squares it. You can only find Cedric. Conte picks up the loose ball. Wriggles through Xhaka. Space here for Ziyech again. Conte wants it back. Now here's James. Azpilicueta.
I think what the supporters are going to certainly, and they have been talking about, is the amount of money that they've spent. So criticism will be about recruitment now. They'll say, well, did we need the goalkeeper? Did we need Odegaard? He came in last year on loan, did reasonably well. Didn't set the place alight, in all honesty.
He was introduced to the crowd before the game, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's still got a bit of time on his side before, you know, the criticism sets in for him. It's just the nature of the modern game. Tavares, he looks all right, but they, you know, they are a kind of eighth team in the league. That's where they finished last 2 seasons, and on today's evidence, kind of what they are.
Finished outside the top 4 for the last 5 seasons now, after 20 straight top 4 finishes. Lukaku singing Tavares' praises. Made a mess of that. Here's Havertz. Saved again by Leno. I think it wriggled through his legs and then he was able to retrieve it.
He got a little bit lucky there, Leno, but he deserved that luck, having made that tremendous save from Lukaku earlier. But unselfish play by Chelsea's centre-forward there. I thought he was going to use Havertz as a decoy and cut inside, but he fed him.
Havertz almost there ahead of Holding. This time Arsenal finished outside the top 4 in 6 straight seasons. I have to go back to 1973 to 79.
Didn't play in those games. That's all you ask.
That's his stock answer, isn't it, Arlo? Anytime you go pre-1970.
Seriously, how old do you think I am? Don't answer that.
He's about to get the abacus out. Here's Tavares. Smith Rowe. Oh, Jorginho watched that very well. Hasn't made many mistakes, Smith Rowe in possession. Here's Ziyech. Diagonal run being made away from him by Lukaku. Still Ziyech. Got Alonso all alone on the far side. It's a corner kick. He took a deflection.
Well, before pulling his socks up, he decided to put his hand up towards Alonso and say he was sorry.
The thing is, you come off the bench, don't you? You're trying to stake a claim for a starting position. You get into that situation, you're only ever going to shoot, aren't you?
Well, it's only Manchester City away next weekend for Arsenal. They've got a North London derby here before the end of September. 2 huge games on the horizon against Norwich and Burnley. It's not the most encouraging body language from Mikel Arteta. Timo Werner will come in. It's embarrassment of riches. Thomas Tuchel has it at his disposal.
Just looking down, sometimes, Graham, you can't quite work out tactically where it's going wrong. It might just be a bit of one player being better than the other, but today it's been quite obvious where the problem has been in the first half especially, and he hasn't changed it. That's a bit mystifying for me.
You know, they're just ahead of Havertz.
Couldn't agree with you more.
It's the first.
It is.
I've just written all afternoon. Most unusual. Havertz will be replaced by his fellow German Timo Werner.
I was forgiving Cisco Munoz, the Watford manager, yesterday, because it was his first game in the Premier League, 11 new players, and he was being out-coached and outplayed by the system and the way Brighton applied themselves in that first half. Mikel Arteta has no excuse not to do something to change it. Roll the dice.
Lukaku. Hold off Lokonga very well. Alonso's cross just over the head. No, it's not over the head of Lukaku, but his header finds James. Couldn't get the contact he wanted. Lukaku there. James again. Jorginho. Thomas Tuchel also said, as we go into 3 minutes of Lexus stoppage time, that his team can't be favourites for the league because they finished 4th last season and they needed another team's help on the final day to finish in the top 4. So they might not be favourites in his eyes, but they are certainly contenders on the early season evidence.
No coach is ever going to admit they're favourite, and he only took the job in January, I think, and his record was phenomenal from that period since he's taken over. So they're certainly up there with City as favourites and maybe United as the third of those.
We know one thing he's really good at, and that's tweaking.
In pursuit on the far side, Rudiger dealt with it well. Aubameyang trying to find Balogun. He was squeezed in between two Chelsea defenders, Rudiger and Christensen. Are we leaving Liverpool out of the title race, gentlemen?
No chance.
No. Just saying, you didn't mention their name, that's all.
He didn't ask us.
I heard 3 teams mentioned, none of which began with L.
I thought you were talking to Graham. I've nodded off.
I'm definitely favourite to make you nod off.
The thing is, with this game, we said before the game, didn't we, Graham? What do you think? We were kind of trying to work out how it's going to go. I think you said 2-0. I think I was like, how are Arsenal going to score? And you see Chelsea getting at least 2, maybe 3 because of Lukaku. And the game has pretty much panned out like we thought it would do. You know, one side being more dominant than the other. Arsenal have tried, there's no doubt about that. It's just that tactically they've been, you know, when they have gone into a sprint and tried to close down, it's not been right tactically, and you're just wasting energy then. And Chelsea have been super efficient in all departments, kept the ball well, pressed when needed to, and once they get the goals they can then go into cruise control. So it's kind of what we thought would happen.
Entering the final 30 seconds of the minimum of 3 minutes added on here by Paul Tierney. Conte into the area, but in the end by Granit Xhaka. Here's Aubameyang, clattered into by Christensen. They retain possession here, Arsenal. Then Christensen intercepts Balogun's pass. Stack up another clean sheet for Chelsea.
Problem now for Arsenal, and it's been going on for a little while, is that the whistle's gone. I'm not going to make that point.
Come on!
To be continued.
Let's go!
Chelsea have 6 points out of 6. They are yet to concede a goal in the Premier League. Romelu Lukaku off the mark on his second.
Chelsea 2, Arsenal now. Final score. Thanks for watching. I'll probably be on later on.